Q&A with Contreras, author of Brownspeed and Blade of the Freak. So if it's going too fast for you, just pause the video and read along. And I really like doing these little Q&A videos, just learning about people's comics and what goes on in their brain and where they get like their inspirations and creativity from. Akira Toriyama he mentions here, always a big one for me. I'm gonna have to research some of these other guys that he's mentioning. I like doing that, just learning and growing. He mentions Jim Carrey here. I remember the anime Golden Boy, and the facial expressions were like very Jim Carrey. And we just talk about like getting out the ideas that are in our brains, and for me I really have that same feeling too. It's just I have all this creativity, I have all these ideas and all this energy, and I just need to get it out and create something all the time. And he mentions being a slacker in American movies, and there's a lot of non-American people that I've talked to, and they basically get their concept of their idea of what America is like from movies, specifically the American Pie series. Like there's a lot of people I've talked to who like thought that that's what America was like, and they thought that they could go to America and just have this like American Pie life of just being a slacker and partying and just babes. But yeah, it's not really like that. It's not really like that in real life over there. I used a couple slides here from Blade of the Freak showing these raptors. I'm a big fan of that, big fan of the dinosaurs. I had the cyborg velociraptor war, and I've always, I guess, kind of had ideas for that. He mentions here when he was making his comics, it was kind of like ideas for movies. I had to check who Alison Brie was. I didn't know who that was. So I guess I started also like everything was kind of a movie idea, but now for me it's probably everything is kind of like an idea for a video game. It's usually what I kind of base everything around. And I kind of try to tell people like that's kind of the good idea to like, while you're making your comic, plan for the future, but like how could this be adapted into like a cartoon or a game or something, or toys. It's always a good thing to consider. And yeah, I just appreciate Contreras doing this little Q&A with me. Always appreciate learning from people and people making time, pausing their drawing to answer some of my questions. So thank you, Mr. Contreras.